let's put the spotlight on KC International. That's a stock that's registering some smart gains today, more than 3%. This is on the back of winning new orders across regions and segments. Joining us on the phone line, the Managing Director and CEO, Vimal Kejriwal. Great to have you with us, Mr. Kejriwal. If you can tell us about the new orders that you've bagged.
Yeah, we bagged orders of 1,931 crores, of which almost 90% are from our core T&D sector. If you look at geographically, this divided 29% in India and 71% outside India.
What kind of margins are you likely to get, Mr. Kejriwal, on the transmission and distribution orders that you've garnered?
I think the margins on an average would be between 9 to 10%.
Around 9 to 10%, and the kind of timeline that we're looking at for the transmission and distribution orders.
See, of these orders, roughly around 800 order from the Brazil market, which will take some time, around at least 2 to 3 quarters for them to kick in terms of revenue. But the rest of them have already started coming in.
Right, and Mr. Kejriwal, what's your current total order book? How's it looking right now?
My order book today is slightly above 14,000 crores, and in addition to that, we have L1 positions of almost 4,500 crores.
Okay, and how's the picture when you look at domestic new orders? How are they shaping up?
I think they are shaping up pretty well. If you look at our current, this year we have announced orders of almost 5,700 crores, and they are equally divided between domestic and international. So we would have got almost 2,500 to 2,800 crores of orders from the domestic market this year.
When you look at the entire FY18 outlook right now, Mr. Kejriwal, how do you think it's likely to pan out?
I think we are pretty hopeful now, post the GST pangs and all that. I think most of our clients, which are government clients, are now settling in, and we have now started seeing the flow of tenders as well as orders. So we had some, I'll say, a little bit setback in terms of delay in award of orders, etc., which is now getting, I think, normalized. So I think for the year, we should be back on what we were expecting, a 10 to 15% growth or something.
So the orders in cables, in railways and solar, what's the split looking like? Which are the major contributors now?
Major contributors overall is apart from T&D, is the railways.
And the outlook for more railways orders now, considering that that's what's garnering the maximum revenues, or likely to in times to come as well, because we've seen that you've secured this from IRCON worth 54 crore rupees, and the order for railway electrification works in northern India is what you've garnered as well. So is there a further possibility now of getting more orders, considering that the government is kind of moving at rapid speed to pump in money within the infrastructure space? I think
clearly railways is a sunrise sector for us, and I think we are clearly seeing a lot of expansion and a lot of projects coming up. And the other good thing which I am seeing after the new railway minister has come in is that he wants to combine some orders, increase the size of the orders, etc., which is good for large companies like us. So clearly, I think in the foreseeable future, and there's already a long list of tenders which railways has issued. So we are pretty hopeful, about the railway ordering and revenues.
It's interesting that you call railways a sunrise industry. What about solar then?
Solar today, honestly, is in a mess. Especially the domestic piece. I think mainly, two reasons. One is obviously the panel prices have shot through the roof, almost, I think, I'll say 40-50% from what people were quoting earlier. And secondly, the GST, this industry was free of taxes. Now we have got a GST of 18%, there's a GST of 5% on panels, so a huge amount of confusion going around. So I think solar in India, probably another 3 months or so, I'm not seeing much happening.
Fair enough. Thanks for painting the picture for us, Mr. Kejriwal. Your candid views are much appreciated, and we wish you luck going ahead. Thanks indeed for joining us. All right, we'll take a quick break right now. After that, we're going to discuss the markets and more. Nipun Mehta is joining us on the flip side to give us a sense of where these markets are headed and which are the sectors to watch out for. We'll join him in just a moment. Do stay with us.